Hi, everybody. Thank you for coming. First, I'm going to tell you a story that made an impact on my life. And by telling you that story, I hope it makes an impact on your life. As I said, I'm Garry Cohn. My company is Cohn. We do an international design in interiors and interior architecture here in Dublin. And what I'm going to propose to you is that beauty is essential for our life. And in fact, our survival depends on beauty. Now, I know that sounds a lot, but think about this. I checked out the Webster Dictionary, and they said beauty is the quality of group of qualities in a person, thing that gives pleasure to the senses or the mind. It's a bit limited, isn't that? It's a little like when you hear beauty, and that sounds like it just put it in this little box. So I'm going to expand upon that because it's more than just that. The other part is there's a conflict, and we see this every day with beauty. And that conflict is between function and true design, which lies between something that it just fulfills and the purpose that something makes you feel alive. So one just is a straight line, there you go, and the other meanders. It goes back and forth, creates this nice journey, a nice story. So with this conflict, there's also other things that goes on in the world. We sometimes say, look, we need to save the planet. But do you really think it's technology? I say it's going to be beauty. Now, I get it. That sounds very far-fetched. How is beauty going to save the world? Come on, Garry, let's get. But stick with me. I'll hold your hand on this journey, and I'll explain to you how and why. Do you remember 2021? We're in COVID. And if you remember how it was so difficult running the design company. People were remote, people trying to get information out. I'm in the office, everyone's quarantined, I'm trying to get everything going. I'm by myself, projects due at the end of the day, everything's getting piled up. I'm just saying, oh my gosh, how am I going to get this done? Time's going on, pressure's coming up, and then the phone rings and I was like, hello, who is it? It was my father. His voice was calm, a bit too calm. And he said, I need you to come home. Your mother's in the hospital with COVID. It's not good, son. She doesn't have long to. And he couldn't finish the sentence. At that moment, I thought of my mother. I thought of all the beauty she gave me in her love, her hugs, and her kisses. I knew I had 24 hours to get from Dublin to Florida, 24 hours to say goodbye. But I'm going to step aside for a second, and I'll come back to the story, okay? I want to return to beauty and why beauty matters. Because beauty, as us designers, we're the protectors of it. We carry it forward. That's what we do as designers. We make spaces feel. We make spaces how you behave in them. We even connect people with them. Design and beauty shapes our humanity. Did you know that spaces can be designed to increase healing and decrease pain? I'm not making this up. These are facts. Roger Ulrich did a study in 1984 and found that hospitals with views onto nature actually have patients heal faster, use less medication than those looking onto a brick wall. Now, I know you said, yeah, that's true, but think about it. It's a room that can cause that. And we did it. Designers did that. We also know that he also created this evidence-based design and biophilical design. He started the foundation for that. And so, biophilic design is designed for well-being. How it's designed would be, let's say, visually rich, colorful, natural materials, human scale. And these qualities help reduce depression, anxiety, and stress. And with nature, it just becomes part of our life. Now, also with these spaces, you can reduce empathy just by the way people care for it and interact in it. People protect what they love. They care for each other. They do care for the world. And then you might say to me, hey, come on, Garry, beauty's in the eye of the beholder. But yes, it is. But I want you to know it is not about taste. It is not about a trend. And it is not about status. What beauty does is it comes in many forms. And hear me out. You may not like a style. You may not like a painting. But we all have the capacity to see the value it holds for someone else. And hear this, the beauty changes its value by the story it's told. Now, I want to also talk about luxury. We also say luxury is, great design. No. Good design is not luxury. Good design and beauty is a human right. It is essential for our survival. And also, have you noticed that things are becoming less and less and less? Yes, we see that we design for likes. We design for screens, not souls. We even let AI design for us and take all those stories, all the pain, the hours we learned, and turn it into a superficial image. Yes, you might say, Garry, I like it. It looks good. But you know that sinking feeling when you look at one and then you realize, oh, that's an AI. It's like it lied to you. You like it, but it lost its value. So when you take that into meaning, you could say, look, what is happening to the world? We also see ourselves living in cookie-cutter houses, offices with furniture of beige and gray. We also find ourselves eating in chain food restaurants that look the same and the same, concrete sidewalks. And what else? We have asphalt streets. It's all starting to look the same. So when you strip your beauty from your environment, you strip what is actually makes us human. Beauty connects us. Beauty makes us feel alive. I want to help you with this. And I came up with this way as an interior designer to help you with your own space. Everyone has a space that they love. And here's what I call it. I call it ACE. Okay? Attention, care, and expression. And these three things can help you bring beauty into anywhere in your life. So first, we'll go to attention. Attention. Notice things that you did not notice and how they look. When you notice things, you start to see. I'm not talking ordinary things. So for example, take a corner in your room. Take 30 seconds and just look at it. Did you ever just look at it? Look at the light hits it. Just look at the color of the wall or the floor, the connections of it. 30 seconds. You will find it's actually beautiful. Noticing trains the brain to see beauty everywhere. I've also done it with some of my projects. When I want to have a store or something notice a corner, I might give this beautiful burnt orange corner, and it might lead over. So that's one way that you can to accomplish that. So anyway, noticing is what's important to beauty. The next one, care. Now care is all about you, nobody else. See the person next to you? It's not about them, it's about you. So when you care about things, they feel beautiful. It's your space. So you're like, but how do I do that, Garry? So what makes you care? Like it's something soft fabric. It might be a cushion that actually really you just love to lay on. It could be so many things. And when you care, you bring notice to it. For example, I wanted in a hotel for someone to care it. So we designed these cozies, like a covering on a vase, covering on a mug. They were knitted. Now you're like, that doesn't make sense. No, but imagine when you're touching it, the care you feel. Someone had to knit it. Someone had to put it there. There's a caring there. So when you care for something, it really works. And make it easy, really easy for you. If you smile when you see it, it stays. If you grunt, it goes. It's that easy. Okay? And the next one we'll go to is expression. Again, this is about you, not the person even to the left of you now. It's about you. So when you care about something, when you have expression, it's about what is your story? What is your story? So when you have the room filled and you're going to give a story, what's in there? I want something from a souvenir. I have something a picture of my family. This tells a story about the space even when you're not there. So that's what happens when you do self-expression. When I design the hotels, what is the story of the hotel? Simply, I designed the Cliff House Hotel. Cliff House. The Cliff House Hotel had a stone wall running through it. It tells the story. The next one, I got a special one for you, and it is a designer secret. I know you hear the designer secrets on all of this is the real designer secret. And your superpower. It's the wild card. No one tells you this, and I'm going to tell you. And that's the rule breaker. Something has to be in there that breaks the rule, that the algorithm hates, that everything is something you're going to put in that contrasts everything. When you go in, you'll say, I like it, I hate it, I'm gonna dispute it, something, laugh, that's gonna be in the room. And you're like, Garry, how do you do that? So it could be a dining room table and a mixed-match chair. I'm sure someone's gonna be like, what's with the table? There could be a pink door. It could be this horrible thing I found. But I'm sure on a shelf, people will be like, what is that? And for you in your home, try this. Take a normal painting, turn it upside down, okay? You wait, you're gonna hear a conversation. What you're doing is connecting, creating humor, creating laughter, creating a space that people like, I gotta go to that room with the upside down painting. And we do that also with all our hotels and everything, and all our designs. The story is the concept of the building, of the room. And what is that story? I'm going to take you back to the hospital. And when I arrived, it was everything that I imagined. I had to be prepped. It was my mask, face shield, hat, gown, gloves. It was as my personality was stripped. Everything was function, and the room, but it was for a good purpose. It was for protection. When I went into the hospital room where my family were, they were the same. All I could see were their eyes, the machine, the white walls, the bright lights. And I realized when I was there, it's starting to look a lot like outside. outside these walls, on the streets, in the cities, where things are becoming so functional, efficient. But where is the beauty in that? Then I saw my mom. She, in the sea of plastic, was radiant, extremely radiant. We were there for a while, and it wasn't long till the nurse silently whispered, "Prepare yourself. She doesn't have long." And in that moment, the most powerful moment of my life, I saw beauty. And it wasn't in that room, it wasn't the structure, it was the hands of my father. He removed his gloves and he held my mother's hands. And with that, he created connection. He created dignity. He created love. He created life in the shadows of death. And that is why beauty is so important. Because if we could create beauty amongst the harmony of function and design, we could create our destiny, we could create life. And that is why beauty will always decide our future. Thank you.